This is an online lesson I taught with a female Russian student of upper intermediate level. She was also an English teacher. I said this is just a trial lesson to see her strengths and weaknesses and what she wants to learn in English.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Great. And you?
Not bad. So I think I know a little bit about you already. Can you introduce yourself a bit more?
My name is, I'm 24. I work in the same language studio as another your student.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I don't I don't think I have a student called. Oh, oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I was confused. Yeah, it's the Russian name in English.
Yeah.
It's a translation. Good. So do you teach online?
Yeah, we've been teaching online since the end of March.
Okay, so can you tell me about your English learning history, please?
Okay. I started learning English when I was about 11 or 12, because the main language at my school was French. So I started learning English quite late, and I went to learn it to the extra courses or language studio. How should
I'm not sure really. What do you mean an extra course? You had extra English lessons outside school?
Yeah.
Okay, just an English class outside school. I suppose can't think of a better word. Yeah.
Okay. Because we have a lot of this, like schools with extra education for languages and
Yeah, just a private language academy, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, so I went to take English classes outside school.
Yeah.
And I've learned it there for about 5 or 6.
So yeah, you've been learning English for many years and teaching English. So how many years have you been learning English for in total? Because you told me the age you started.
In total.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just a second.
Calculator.
Well, I think about 11 years in total. 10 years.
Okay. And what would you say is your English level?
What would I say? What? Can you repeat?
What is my sound okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
What would you say is your English level?
My English level, I think it's upper intermediate, I guess.
Okay. Why do you say that? Was that the last class you were in, or do you have a certificate?
Well, I have a certificate of intermediate level. I've increased the level to maybe intermediate plus, and then I've learned it in university. So I think it's something, upper intermediate.
The highest certificate you have is intermediate. What board was that? Was that like Cambridge or anything like that, or?
No, that wasn't an international.
Just a Russian thing.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and what about the separate skills? Speaking, reading, writing, and listening. How would you rate your ability in each of the 4 skills?
Well, I think that my writing is quite good. I would really like to improve my speaking skills to be more fluent. And also, I know that I have to learn more lexis to know more vocabulary. And my grammar skills, I think it's maybe 8 from 10, 8 out of 10, maybe. I don't know.
Good. Reading and listening?
Reading, maybe 7 or 8 out of 10, and listening, I think 9 out of 10.
So listening 9 out of 10, reading 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's not true.
Okay. So good grammar is good. Yeah, I've noticed. I've been teaching Russian students for 1 month. Noticed grammar seems to be strong. Maybe that's just the way it's taught in schools. So, which area do you think is your weakest?
I think speaking and vocabulary.
Okay, speaking. So that means as a teacher, you practice maybe the other skills more than your speaking?
Oh, can you repeat the question?
Speaking is weaker because maybe you practice the other skills more or to a higher level. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I imagine you speak all the time to your students, but maybe the level is not very high, so it doesn't improve your English.
Yeah, many of my students, they are like starters, pre-intermediate, so I always have to speak to them the way so they could understand me.
Okay, so do you do any speaking outside of the classroom?
Only while traveling, so it happens really really rarely.
Really? Okay, so how many hours a week outside the classroom? Not many.
Well, during the school year, I don't know, really a little.
Not very much at all.
Not very much.
Okay, I see. So did you have a plan as to what you want to do in the lesson?
I thought Mary told me that she asked you to start working with a book, Speak Out. I thought maybe we could do the same.
Okay, I'll check if I have that. We could also do. What level do you teach up to?
Well, I teach primary school starters, movers, flyers, and teenagers. Well, the highest level is B2, so it's intermediate, right?
I think, isn't that upper intermediate?
Upper intermediate. Oh, maybe, yeah. And well, I had this group last year, and for me it was quite challenging because I had to prepare really. I had to prepare a lot for their lessons because there were a lot of new words for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a high level upper intermediate. The grammar, lots of advanced grammar. It's not easy to teach. I'll just see if I've got the book. What's it called again? Sorry, speak out.
For me, grammar is quite easy anyway, but sometimes I can't explain to my students why should we use the structure or the tense. So I understand it, but I don't know really how to explain.
Okay, we could talk through that as well, because I mean, little teaching ideas, and maybe that's not your priority, but what did you say it's called? Speak Out?
Speak Out, yeah.
Strange, I can't see it here. Could you send it to me again to my WhatsApp? Maybe we can do it next time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry.
Can we try advanced level? What do you think?
Yes. So when you say you're upper intermediate, you think you've mastered upper intermediate, and you're ready to start advanced.
Great.
Yeah, we can try that. Yeah, your English does, it sounds a high level to me. If it's too difficult, we can go down a level. So,
Okay.
so maybe we could start the next time. This time, if you could do a very quick grammar review. I'm sure you don't have many problems, but I think it's good just to see that we're both talking the same language about how to describe grammar. We'll start from the easiest. So, Anastasia, are you usually called Anastasia?
Well, in Russia, I usually, well, people usually call me Nastya, but it sounds a little bit like nasty. So I don't like when English people call me my short form.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend about this the other day because her name is Anastasia. And I said, that looks very strange. Your name is Nasty.
Yeah.
But there is nasty and nastier, like the two different forms of the adjective, which I found funny. So I'll just call you Anastasia, shall I? Is that okay?
Last year I went to England and my host, she said the same thing, that I won't call you nasty.
Very funny, yeah. Right. So can you teach me the present simple tense using the board? Maybe.
Present simple.
Yeah, maybe with a color that's not red to begin with, because we can analyze it with red, if you see what I mean.
So should I text something? Should I write something?
Yeah, I think so. Just something in, maybe use blue or black, and then I usually use the pen to analyze like that afterwards.
Okay. Present simple tense is used for situations that happen to us regularly, usually, or for facts that are always true. For example, the sign or the sun. No, this one. Or the sun shines. Can I say? Yeah, the sun shines, for example. Or I go to work from Monday to Tuesday. Oh no, from Monday to Friday. From Monday to Tuesday, it would be too good. And when the subject is he, she, or it, so the third, how do we say it? Singular and third.
What am I? What are you?
Okay, when the subject is he, she, or it.
Third person singular, yeah.
Third person, yeah. We add letter S to the end of the verb. And when the sentence is negative, we use the auxiliary verb after the subject. For example, I don't like singing, and she doesn't like gardening. Okay, and for questions, we use the auxiliary verb again. It comes at the beginning of the sentence. Like, do you know him? Or does he like you? So the structure is auxiliary verb, subject, and the main verb.
Good, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I'll just get the pen. So yeah, I usually like to just highlight things. I usually divide the sentences into different sentence categories. What sentence category would you call this one?
The sun shines, the fact that is always true.
I meant, yeah, grammatically, like not meaning-wise. What kind of sentence is that?
Positive sentences, or no, not positive. What is the right?
The word we usually use is affirmative. Do you use that word?
Affirmative, yeah.
Because
positive. For students, I use positive. That's why.
So, okay, but I suppose people could get confused to mean like it's about good things. So that's why generally we try and use that word. Then then we just analyze the verb. How do you explain the verb to the students for the affirmative in the present simple?
If it's the third person singular, then we add letter S at the end of the verb, and if it's not, if it's other subject, then we don't add anything. We just use the main form of the verb, we use the infinitive without to.
Good. It's basically the infinitive, isn't it? Sometimes called the base. We can call it like that, the infinitive plus S. Yes. And then, yeah, you started to analyze the negative for me. You used the word negative as well. Yeah, and you told me what this is. What do you call this to your students? What do you tell them this is?
I tell him this is a helping verb.
Good, yeah, that's a good word. Do you use it, and you use the real grammar word as well? Well, what was the other grammar word you used for it?
Auxiliary.
Yeah, good. Yes, I like to use both like that. Yeah, auxiliary verb or the helping verb. And then, how do you describe the second verb in the sentence?
I said it's the main verb.
Good, yeah. And any more information? Kind of the infinitive as well.
Infinitive.
Yeah. Good. And then you talked about the different persons. So third person is always different. Okay. And how would you categorize this sentence type?
It's a question sentence.
Generally, questions are divided into two grammatical categories. What are they?
It's common question.
What would be the other category?
Special question. I don't know, or WH questions.
Good, yeah, that's usually what we call the second category. What do we call this category of question?
I don't know. I would say common.
Okay, I think I've heard that once or twice. Usually we're told to call them yes/no questions. Because the answer is yes, no. I think that's the simplest thing. Yeah, could you explain the grammar to me one more time of the yes/no questions?
We start the question with the auxiliary or helping verb, do or does. Then we use the subject and then the infinitive.
Good, yeah. It's kind of a little switch from the negative auxiliary subject switch round. And then, so can you give me the second kind of question?
We start the question with the special, with a question word, usually starting with WH.
Okay, can you write one, a new one? Just give it a text.
Okay, example, Where did he live? Where did he live?
Where did he live?
Yeah. Where did he? Oh, I don't know. I participle. Okay. Where do they live?
Good. Okay. And so, can you explain the grammar of the WH question?
We start the question with the question word. Then we write the sentence as the yes/no question. So we use the auxiliary verb, subject, and the infinitive.
Good. Yeah. So similar to the formula for the yes/no question. Switch the auxiliary, the subject, and have the WH first.
Also, I say that this is inversion. Yeah, when we move.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I don't usually use that word, but yeah, we can use that word. Inversion sounds good. What do you call this thing here when two words become one?
Bending, maybe.
Bending. We call them contractions usually.
Ah, contractions. Yeah.
Yeah. I use this symbol with my students. Contraction. Okay, so another complication with present simple is I usually divide it into two verb categories because one verb particularly is problematic. One verb functions differently to all the other verbs. Do you do this when you're teaching it to your students? What is this and how do you explain?
Firstly, we talk about the verb to be.
Good, yes. Troublesome verb, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like the first topic, topic we are talking about, and then we are talking about the other verbs in present simple.
Good, yeah. I think it's important to divide them.
Separate topics.
Okay, and how does it function differently grammatically?
It has its own forms, M is R, and it doesn't need an auxiliary verb.
Basically, yeah, good. Okay, so maybe we can do that again with something a bit more difficult. If you use the general formula, so just give me 4 different sentence types. We'll try maybe the more difficult present tenses. So I'd like you to explain the present perfect simple and then the present perfect continuous and explain the differences, just using that formula of 4 different sentences. Sorry, I hope it's not too much at once.
Okay, I need to write 4 sentences that are difficult in different tenses.
Oh, no, sorry. So I meant, so you're going to do the same thing again, explaining a tense, but this time a more difficult tense. So present perfect simple. So first explain when we use it, then give the 4 example sentences, and then analyze the grammar. Can you do that? Can you do that for me?
Okay, yeah. Present perfect. Okay.
Present perfect simple. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Can you label the 4 sentences for me? Well, you're going to talk me through now. Yeah.
Okay. So this I've been to Spain. This is an affirmative sentence. We started with the subject when we use the auxiliary verb have, and after that we use the main verb in the third form, so the past participle of the verb. And
good, yeah.
In the negative sentences, we use we start the sentence with the subject, then we use the auxiliary verb with not, and not is a negative not. What is not?
Oh, you mean the contraction, the contracted form?
Yeah, we use the contracted form, hasn't or haven't, and then the past participle of the verb, of the main verb. In questions, the first question is yes/no question. We started with the auxiliary verb have or has. Then we use the subject and then the past participle of the main verb. And in the special question, can I say it?
Which one? The second question?
The last. Yeah.
I've never really heard that before. Just WH is what we usually say in England.
Okay, so WH question. Question with a question word. We started with the question word, then we use the auxiliary verb, the subject, and the main verb, past participle of the main verb.
Good, yes, I think you know that quite thoroughly. I just like to label everything with a pen. With your students, do you like underline things and stuff?
Well, sometimes we do it, but during April and May, I had large groups, like 6-8 people, so it took quite much time for each student to do it.
Okay, yeah, past participle. What is the infinitive form of this verb?
The infinitive form is be.
Yeah, or go, strangely. Yes. I think, yeah, the grammar is quite difficult with the present perfect for students, but I think the most difficult thing is the meaning, when to use the present perfect. How do you explain this?
Well, in April, we started this topic with one group, and in the students' book, it was quite, how to say, it was step by step, or organized step by step. So first we learned the sentences with the words since and for. Then we learned the sentences with the words just, yet, and already. Then we came to the questions. So it was step by step, but I explained them that this is quite difficult to understand, because in Russia we don't have the same tense.
Yeah.
Because usually, well, in many cases we translate it to Russian in past, but in English it's present, because there is a connection to present situation, or there is a result in the present. So anyway, there is a connection to present.
Good, yeah, because it describes more than one situation. So yeah, to generalize, I just have to say, yeah, there is a sentence with a connection between the present and the past. Either something which is true in both the past and the present, or something which happened in the past which is important now. So this is a difficult tense. Do you explain the difference to students between these two tenses?
Between present perfect simple and which one?
Present perfect continuous.
And present perfect continuous. Oh, that's the hardest one. When the speaker wants to emphasize the length of the action, we use continuous. And when there is no difference, what is the length of the action, when the result is only important, we use just present perfect simple.
Good books often say other things as well. Present perfect continuous will go up to the time, up to now, whereas present perfect simple won't necessarily. And they say it emphasizes the repetitive nature of the action. That's what my book says sometimes. But obviously it confuses them a lot, especially when sometimes they're the same. So yeah, difficult one. So we just practice a few more of the difficult sentences. Could you give me a sentence in the future perfect?
By the time you do it, he will already done it. No.
Can you write it? Can you write it for me, please?
Okay. By the time you do it, or you'll do it.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, we can do that in the present. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. By the time you do it, he'll already future perfect will have done.
Yeah.
He already have arrived there. No, strange sentence.
Don't worry. I think it more or less makes sense if you just press enter.
Arrived there. Okay. I'm not sure. I forgot the future perfect.
Yeah, that's okay. Complicated, but I think this is a kind of future time clause as well to complicate things further, where you actually, it looks like the present when you're talking about the future. I usually keep it very simple. I'd say like, well, as simple as possible. By next Wednesday, you will have done it. So you don't teach this one often?
No, I don't remember the last time I was teaching it.
Okay, but you got it correct. You got it correct eventually. Well, after a little bit of thinking, what is the grammar of the future perfect?
We use the subject and when the word will, which is the auxiliary part.
Yeah, there's an auxiliary. Yeah.
Auxiliary verb, then the auxiliary verb have.
Good, yeah.
Have. We doesn't change it. It's always have. It can't be has, right?
Yeah. Further complication for students. Yeah.
And the past participle form of the main verb.
Good, yeah. So yeah, you can tell students that because it's perfect, it's similar to the other perfect senses, as in you have this past participle. Two auxiliaries. Yeah, this is troublesome because in the present perfect it changes with the person. Here it doesn't change with the person. When do we use this tense?
We use this tense in the situations when something will happen by the time the other action happens.
Hard to explain. Yeah, I can't remember how I explained this. something like completed future actions or predicted future. Yeah, so you have to have the clause like give it a certain time and something that will be completed. Yes, okay, about past perfect. Can you give me an example, maybe some different forms, and explain how when we use this?
Okay. Past perfect. When he came, yeah. Our friends had gone home, for example. So past perfect tense is used when the action happened after another action in the past.
Yes, or after, before, you mean? Oh yeah, well, depending which one you're describing, yeah. Yeah, I usually say in simple terms the past before the past. The books say like an action before the main event in the past.
Yeah, right, before it, of course. When, yeah.
So yeah, timelines. They like to use timelines. Do you use timelines for teaching?
Sometimes, usually for 15 years.
I think for these tenses, they're very helpful. And then we have a specific past time. For example, yesterday, 7 p.m. Whoops, sorry, it's so hard to write with these things. And we say, yeah, this is the past simple, and then all this time before is the past before the past perfect. Good. So I think you're more or less okay with all the basic tenses, and you teach most of them all the time, yes?
Yeah, most of them. The last difficulty I had when I had to explain students the difference in usage of get used to, got used to, be used to, etc.
Okay, yeah. The more difficult stuff, yeah. Yeah, maybe we could look at that next time, and things like I think with Mary, I think we did conditionals, and it started, and she even taught me a new conditional I didn't know about before. That got quite complicated. I think I have to go now. I have to prepare for Maria's lesson, actually.
Okay.
I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to do some homework?
I would love to.
What would be useful? I think maybe you're too advanced for you. For my students, I get them to write out one different sentence for each tense with all the different forms, but I think that maybe you don't need to do that, do you? You could do something else. You could do maybe a piece of writing, just demonstrating all the best grammar you can, or like using as many different sentence types. Yeah, that's probably enough. And think about, you can send me a message if you think about what time you'd like it. So yeah, you can still do all 3 lessons this week for you.
Okay. So what is the what day can we?
Oh, you want to arrange it now?
Oh, you can. I can write it later. You can send me the
Thursday, maybe. Thursday or Friday is free all day.
Okay, and the same time, is it available?
10 o'clock, Thursday or Friday?
Thursday?
Yeah, so it's 10 o'clock UK time, Anastasia.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's everything.
Thursday,
yeah.
Thursday, 10. Mm-hmm.
We can analyze the writing. And if we get time, maybe we can look at a new skill, like listening or reading. But it could take a long time to analyze the essay, actually. It could take nearly all of the lesson.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So I have to end that now. Okay, see you then.
Okay, see you.
Bye-bye.